And welcome back to the OHL podcast, everybody. I am Buckeye Boggs. That man over there is Sergeant MVP Aaron Brown, and we are going to break down some film of Western Kentucky to get you ready for Saturday's big game against the Hilltoppers. Now, Aaron, before we jump into the film here a little bit, just give a quick overview of what you saw offensively and defensively from these guys, and then we're going to break them down with specific plays.
So offensively, if you guys remember Mike Leach in Texas Tech or anywhere else, Washington State that he's been, you might be familiar with the air raid offense, where it's just 70 passes and maybe 2 runs, and those are probably broken plays. That's what you're looking at with Western Kentucky, guys. There's just a ton of different routes. Most of them are going to be deep. They do have some screens that they like to run. What I noticed is a lot of 10 and 11 personnel. So if you're not familiar with that terminology, 10, the first number represents the amount of running backs in the formation, and the 0 is the tight ends. So 1 running back, 0 tight ends. So it's just, the typical two tackles. And then they also run the 11. So 1 running back, 1 tight end. Again, pass happy, quick passes, deep passes. So they'll run a lot of different things on you. Just not great at running the ball. Again, I've seen them run a lot of trips. When I see trips, I'm thinking screen right away. Something to look out for. And then as far as their blocking schemes, it's a lot of zone. So tandem blocking. So 2-on-1, etc. And again, the keys that our defense is going to be reading. All right, high hats or high helmets, pass. Low helmets, run. But I don't look to see a lot of low hats this weekend. So defensively, they throw something a lot differently at us that we aren't accustomed to seeing. They run a lot of dime. So if you don't know what dime is, that is 6 defensive backs, 1 linebacker, and the way they utilize their linebacker is a lot like if Sonny Styles were to play linebacker. He's very athletic, very fast. Not the traditional linebacker. No tough Borlands in this defense. I will give them this credit. They do play really fast. A lot of cover for, so they're keeping everything in front of them, letting you make the mistakes, and then they try to capitalize on that. However, their secondary is not that good. I'm going to keep it real. Not that good. And because they only have 2 down linemen, okay, so their 2 defensive tackles are in a 3 technique and a 1, so they run a shade. And then they got 2 stand-up DNs, which, again, not traditional defensive ends. They're not your Chase Youngs or Joey Bosa's, etc. They're all about speed. So our offensive line is going to have to adjust for that speed, and their footwork needs to be on point, or it could be a long day. They are very.
Sounds like to me, like right away, just you explaining that to me, we have a huge advantage running the football then.
Yes, we do. They are very susceptible to power running. So, and that's actually one of the clips that we're going to watch today.
Cool. All right. Well, then let's just dive right in here, Aaron. We got 5 different clips we're going to roll. Most of them are defensively. We are going to show you one offensive clip because, it's air raid. It's just spread them outright, and it's almost like backyard football is what it feels like in a lot of ways. Like,
That's essentially what air raid is. With all due respect, it's just find the zone, get the window. They don't throw into tight windows necessarily. It's get the guy beyond the DB and throw it to him. It's backyard football, like you said.
all right, here we go. Here's the first one. This is their lone offensive play that we're going to show you here, and it's just going to be on loop. So,
All right, so here you got the 10 personnel. You'll notice 1 running back to the right of the quarterback, and then they've got twins on both sides. So what happens here? You'll notice the slot gets right behind the linebacker. There's a little zone there right behind him. They hit him. That was a seam route, a simple seam route. So it's going to be important for our defense to make sure that they're going to play their zones right. Might even stick Sonny Styles or Cam Martinez on the slot to just play man the way that Sean Wade used to do it. That's a pretty good strategy, is man up on the slot receiver. But that was just a prime example right there of what that offense does. They just find the holes in the defense, throw the ball to the zone. The receiver's there or he's not.
They have a pretty good quarterback in Austin Reed.
Yeah,
So,
he's not
um,
bad.
no, he's got a lot. He's had some pretty amazing stats over the years, and so it's going to be important. He gets the ball out of his hands really quick. They haven't given up a sack yet in 2 games. Now they haven't played a defense like Ohio State, but we haven't been setting the world on fire with getting in the backfield from that defensive line. So this is going to be a challenge for them. All right, Aaron, let's run to their defense. Let's start with the big long pass they gave up first here. Is that the one you wanted there, the big long pass?
Yeah, let's roll with that first.
All right.
So the clip doesn't really show the alignment, okay, pre-snap that is, but you can see that they're rushing the edges. That's what allowed the quarterback to step up into the pocket and deliver this pass. And this just illustrates just how not good the DBs are. If you're playing cover four, like you should not, that should not be happening right there. Okay. um, they may, that it's atrocious. So, there's no reason for MHJ or Emeka or Julian Fleming or anybody else to have a hard time this weekend. Maybe initially, but once we find our groove and stuff, I would look for a lot of deeper passes. And of course, that is dependent on our offensive line. And I will give them credit as well. Our offensive line looked much better against Youngstown State. And this is kind of like a progression game right here. We looked a little rough against Indiana. That was stiffer competition. We got it together a little bit against Youngstown, and now we're going to test it a little bit more against Western Kentucky. It's the last so before Notre Dame, which is going to be very stiff competition, as I'm sure you're all aware. So, again, this is just a good chance for the offensive line to get in gel, get in sync with one another, and make a push for solid passing routes for the whole offense to get in sync.
Let's make believe here, Aaron, that we establish the run like really early in this game, and it causes those safeties to start to sneak up a little bit. Is that when we hit them deep, maybe, or are you like, hey, let's just go deep from the word go and take it to them because they're just not that good in the defensive backfield?
Against this team, I could see it both ways. Against a team with a better defense, you would want to work that strategy like kind of like Urban Meyer used to do. We'd hit them a couple times early with the run and get that established, and then we'd hit them over top with a solid, a deep crossing route or what have you. But against Western Kentucky, I don't think that it's going to be that big of a thing. We may work that strategy just for the sake of the practice. But I could also see Ryan Day coming out and saying, hey, we're going to set the tone early and hit MHJ on a 90-yarder like USF just did. So
Okay.
I could see it both ways.
Yeah, we know Ryan likes passing stats. That's definitely in his wheelhouse. So let's take a look at the one here. This is actually a blitz. This is like an all-out blitz that they ran against that was
Houston
it
Christian.
Houston Christian? I didn't even know that school existed.
Me
Against
either.
Houston Christian, and they paid for it a little bit. So if they're gonna bring the house against us, it's going to be bad news possibly for them if we can get the football out of Kyle McCord's hands. So go ahead and talk us through this one, Aaron.
Yeah, so like Eric said, they brought the house on Houston Christian, FCS school down in Texas. And let's be real, it's an FCS school. They don't have the athletes we do. But this is a great opportunity if they show blitz like that. Cade Stover could have a big day. All right. Anybody playing slot, whether that's Tate or whoever, this is a good chance for them. But again, this is going to be on Ryan Day to recognize it. And I'm sure that if I see it, he sees it to run levels. So you're going to have a guy on a short route, a medium route, and a longer route. And Kyle McCord either sees it or he doesn't. But this is a good chance for the offense to practice the blitz read, and Kyle McCord makes some plays. But I also getting hit with shorter tight end passes. I saw that on other films, but I wanted to use this one just because I felt it was actually more of a clearer film.
Can you
from what I
imagine
was
if
looking at.
that's Emeka Egbuka receiving that pass?
Oh,
He's
he's not
gone.
falling down. Yeah, he's
He's
gone.
gone. Yeah.
Absolutely.
I mean that guy was tackled by the penguin scarf like we were joking with last week.
The
It's a
old turf monster.
turf monster got him there. So, all right, this one is actually a positive clip for them. This is when they pick up an interception in week 1 against USF.
Yes, so this one actually is this one actually shows some great things that I wanted to point out several things out of. Um, so you see it's 2nd and 19. Well, you see on the far side of the field the DBs playing up a little bit, and then towards the end of the field you have the safety over top of the inner guy. Okay,
Hmm.
the inner receiver. So they're showing some mixed coverage right there, which, if you guys remember, Kyle McCord struggled with that against Indiana. Okay, because on the other side, you got a DB that's about 7 yards off, and then right below him, you got a guy in man. And then you come down to the near side, it's man, and then he's playing about 10 yards off. So this is a mixed coverage, and that's something that Kyle McCord struggled with. So hopefully they don't make us pay the way they did USF right here. But watch the middle linebacker. Not the traditional middle linebacker. This is not a 6'2", 260-pound guy that's going to plug up a hole. He's out there playing fast, and he's going to make that play. So if Kyle McCord doesn't see the whole field, or if he continues to struggle to do so, they're going to hurt us with turnovers like that. So
Looks
that is
like
something I wanted to point out.
looks like he just read his eyes. I mean, he's looking back at his eyes and he's just reading the quarterback, and he breaks on that. He breaks on that before the quarterback even throws the football.
Well, that was just an excellent play by the linebacker. I'm going to be honest. Because if you look, the quarterback actually stared the guy down just about the whole time. So
Yes, he did.
that wasn't really a hard read to make for him, but kudos to him for making it nonetheless, because he got to
Yeah,
the zone and made the play.
yeah. He does look a little bit like Sonny Styles. Hey, you weren't kidding.
Yeah, he's
Absolutely.
very very athletic. So depending on his depth, running to the edge might be an issue. This is another one of those deals where like Indiana, we made their linebacker look like an All Pro. This guy could have that same type of game if we don't get our run game together.
Yeah, let's hope not.
Right.
Let's hope not. All right, here's the last clip we're going to run, and this is showing them. This is a defense again where they're going all out, and it just absolutely burns them against USF.
Yeah, so in this clip, USF is actually in 13 personnel. They got one running back and looks like three tight ends in total with a wing. So, power. That's what this indicates, which is why Western Kentucky loaded the box like they did. However, to be fast, typically you're not big, right? And that's where Ohio State gets the advantage here. USF took advantage of it too. Watch how they seal the edge in this play. This is a power run concept right here. It is an option play, but it didn't need to be pitched because USF blocked it so well. This is an opportunity for our wide receivers to get in there. That is something that we didn't do well against Indiana. So this is a good opportunity for them to engage the block and maintain it, and give our running backs a good running zone or running lane to get through around the edge. And this can be done up the middle as well. And I understand this is option, and we don't run option, but the idea is the power blocking schemes.
Right.
That's what I wanted to point out right here.
And as I'm watching this, I'm seeing Travion Henderson putting his foot in the ground and making one cut and then just blowing by them.
Yes.
Is what I'm envisioning with this. So this could be a big day for our running backs and really our offense in
Yes.
total, like completely. Like there's no reason to believe that our offense cannot go out there and move the football better than they have in the first two games. Quick question on this, Aaron.
Yes.
Now that Ryan Day has come out and announced Kyle McCord is the starter moving forward, getting all those first team reps moving forward, took a nice little step from week 1 to week 2. Ryan Day said his goal is to take that kind of step from week 2 to week 3 now. Is this the kind of team you would want him to play against to get that confidence where you want it before you go into South Bend, Indiana? Or are you like, oh, I don't know, this is the kind of team you want him playing?
I'll be honest. Looking back at it right now, I know that we had a lot of complaints against Indiana, and a lot of fans didn't like that we only scored 35 on Youngstown. But this is actually, to me, this is playing out quite well in our favor because he got the confidence booster out of the win against Indiana. All right. Sure, it was unimpressive, okay, but you got to start somewhere. Nobody goes to the gym and just benches 400 pounds, right?
Right.
Again, nobody just steps into the second or first meaningful start and throws for 400 yards and 4 touchdowns either. Okay, and we got to keep that in mind. Then we come back against Youngstown State, looks much better, right? This is kind of a medium between Youngstown State and Indiana. So I think this is actually going to be a good step in the right direction. I don't know that we're going to score 35. We might score 49 or 56, 59. You know what I mean? I don't know, but I do think that this is going to be a great opportunity to boost confidence, get the line gelled, and execute some good offense.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Aaron, for breaking down that film. We truly appreciate it. Make sure you hit the like button, thumbs up, like it, share it. If you haven't already, please subscribe. We appreciate those who've subscribed since the last time we dropped the video. We really do appreciate that. We want to try to get to 500 subscriptions before the end of the football season. And if you're not subscribed and you've watched it through this far already, what are you doing? Subscribe. We got great content coming your way for your eyeballs and your ears every single day. So please do that. Thank you so much, Aaron.
Yes, sir. Thank you.